high vibration, sweet babies. So, yeah. Let's do one of those. Let's do another one. Join me, please, if you feel so inclined. Oh, I'm thinking one more, friends. In through the nose. And through the mouth. I could probably have gone for a couple more of those, to be honest with you. Definitely feeling myself getting grounded after a pretty hefty time of travel. I recently got back from my October tour, and for those of you who are joining me here for the first time, I am a full-time professional model, and I'm also a mindset and life coach, and in my free time, when the spirit moves me, I like to pull cards and share some of the energetic insights that I'm feeling into, because I'm very much tapped in, tuned in, turned on, as they say. And yeah, definitely feeling like the buzz, like an electric hype, exuberant energy since coming back from my travel. I mean, just so many amazing experiences, connecting with so many amazing people, and yeah, I always feel super expanded. I always feel like I learn so much when I go on tour for my modeling tours. It's just an adventure. It's just like pure adventure mode, like very planned, strategic adventure mode, but amazing adventures nonetheless. I got to spend time with some really dear friends, basically family, and yeah, like I said, I met some really cool people and made some really amazing artwork, and I'm hoping that a lot of opportunities open from here. Definitely feels like doors are open. And I think that might be significant for us collective. So for sure, hummingbirds are significant for our collective. I want to say cardinals, cranes, storks. Super interesting, but these were the birds that I mean, left and right and up and down. I was seeing these symbolisms. Roosters also. So a lot of bird medicine, and feathers insignificant. Feathers in particular are significant. So yeah, the energy felt really high. It still feels really high. I still am on like this buzz of travel and all the opportunities coming through. And I feel like, I'm letting the dust settle, if you will. And I feel like this is kind of also significant for the collective. Maybe you can resonate with this, of just like, I'm not really interested in high highs and low lows anymore, and I don't think we ever really set out for low lows, but it's just the law of polarity, right? Like if you're experiencing a lot of high highs, what's soon to come, like low lows, when you live in like that drastic polarity, it's kind of inevitable. So what I've been working on, and what I think collectively we've been working on, is finding that nice, thick, groovy bass line. You know what I mean? Like just that nice bass line where it's steady and you feel like you're always in flow, and you always feel like your energy is relatively high, and like that's just kind of where you exist and where you reside at. And I feel like this is significant for us friends, because I feel as though this has been, okay, real talk, I've been feeling like very much like I just understand the flow of things, and like the ideas of these portals is like, it's not so fantastical, as one might think. It's just a very natural occurrence. Natural, supernatural. Like, it's just so extremely natural that it's like there at the core of the most natural things is where the magic lies. And that's what I've been feeling into more and more. It's like it just is, it's clicking. It makes so much deep, renowned sense in my soul. And I've been really feeling into like, okay, this feels groovy. So, all right, let me circle back. So cats may also be significant. There's just this feeling of like you've been finding your baseline, like your consistent, your steady vibration. You've been staying in your own vibration and your own frequency, and I love that for you. Like, yes, that is beautiful and something that many people struggle to do, especially those who can't really, not that they can't, but they haven't really tapped into their own vibration. They haven't been in their own energy. They don't have the real individuality and connection to self. It's difficult to exist in a world of so much influence, and yeah, it just interesting. You are not that collective. You're figuring out your steady vibration, your steady frequency, what you're aligning and what you're harmonizing with. And this has been so pivotal for you in ways that maybe you weren't even really aware of, or at least thinking about. And what I mean by this is that we are going through this 11/11 portal very soon. And although you may have had, I want to say, like a vague idea, I feel like many of us, and I'm going to include myself, collective, are kind of like, I feel as though something's going to open up. I feel as though I'm around the corner from something really beautiful and magnificent, but I can't really put my finger on exactly what that is and what that really means for me. Yeah, you're probably feeling this like inclination to move, to act, to do something. 14 was showing up for us collective. 17 is showing up to let you know that you're on the right path, okay? Like, and you're always on the right path. And I think you've gotten very comfortable with that knowledge. 111 may also be significant, making you feel like there's a decision to be made, or like there's some kind of action you need to step forward and like take the lead in something. And that all might be well and true, but before we get to this 11/11 portal coming up here, November 11th, we're gonna first go through a full moon on the 6th, which is where I think Mercury is working its magic. Mercury and magic is powerful, it's beautiful, it's really fantastic energy to work with, not just during the retrograde, but to really have an understanding of, you know, how that really takes shape. See, my midheaven is in the sign of Gemini, so you know, I have a lot of like strength in communication, in talking to others. Like, that's where my divine gifts, right? The midheaven in your astrology chart will show you where you're tapped into like a divine gift, and mine is communication. And I think that means even, you know, through spirit, communication with spirit. And so for me, when it comes to the idea of like Mercury, right? Because Mercury and communication and Gemini and all that kind of stuff, like there's all sort of this beautiful energy, and like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of personal power that can be gained from me understanding Mercury in my chart and how it's showing up, regardless of the retrograde and what have you. But I do think that with this retrograde, like every Mercury retrograde, it's asking you to just be aware. Triple zeros. Aware of where, slow down. It's asking you to pause. It's asking you to honor and respect this full moon that's about to show up, because there is some beautiful wisdom in being able to slow down, in trusting the process, in knowing the pace to take, and also just giving yourself the space and room to really be with your internal world, to notice what you're feeling, to notice the thoughts that are coming up. And this full moon, I think, is really important for us collective to do that. Not only to, honor what's showing up right internally through our emotions, but to also like leave room for divine insight and for direction and clarity. So the full moon is a really, really beautiful time for meditation, visualization, for giving gratitude, doing like a full moon yoga flow and allowing your body to just be in this state of flow. And surrender is really prominent for us collective, being in this state of surrender, which I don't even need to get into that with you. You all are very much aware of that lesson and been through a lot with that. So with this full moon for native culture, it's the beaver moon, and it's in the sign of Taurus. So like for me, it's like there is no greater moon for just like chilling the fuck out, like enjoying the fruits of your labor, literally. Like do something that feels luxurious. Allow yourself to feel the luxuries of your life in whatever way that shows up. Taurus is very focused. 14, wow, there's a lot of 14s. Really interesting. 37 is also here. So, you're probably feeling really in flow. You're probably feeling really in flow with your connections and really harmonious with your connections. And I love that for you. Anyway, so, this is probably going to be the full moon that's like very 3D. Like you might have been operating, if you are in my collective, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you've been in like this very high vibrational, a lot of things are happening. You feel like you're aligning with things the way that you're meant to. You feel so in flow with your path. You're like in this place of surrender and receptivity and like all the groovy stuff. And there might be this kind of plummet. Boom. We're back in a very 3D world where like bills have to get paid and food needs to be filled in the fridge and like all those things still have to be taken care of. And I think this is really the beautiful lesson, like the ebb and flow of the cosmic energies at the moment. It's like telling you, all right, like your prayers at 333, yes, I just got like a little chill. Like your prayers have been heard. You have been heard. You are doing your part. Like I just feel as though you've been really working closely with the divine in a lot of different things. And you take it seriously. You take this very seriously, and the divine is sort of saying like, okay, like you're 14, you're doing everything that you can. You're on your path, you're on the right track. Train horns may be significant. Now just be still. Now take care of your very 3D world. Take care of the things that are happening around you. Be present, be here, be in the 3D world. Slow down, feel your body, feel what's showing up for you in your body. And there's almost 444 showing up to let you know. Archangel Michael is definitely significant here. Your path is protected, your energy is protected. it feels as though you're almost afraid to move out of this spiritual place because you feel so in tune and you feel so like divinely led and guided that I feel as though there's like a hesitation, a fear, or a worry that now if you kind of move away from that energy or you allow time for stillness, like you're going to lose the momentum in something or you're going to miss it. This is a message that was coming through specifically from Spirit, was like, if you slow down or if you wait or pause, right? Because I just released a reading about being asked to wait and something being worth the wait, and like allowing just more information to come through and feeling into that. It feels as though there's almost like 555 and 57 just showed up, like you're almost afraid of the divine change that you intentionally like called forth. Interesting. I'm gonna just speak on this a little bit more and then I'm gonna pull some cards and we're gonna like really get into it. So yeah, I'm feeling like there's this almost like hesitation, reservation, or like fear about like something that you're specifically manifesting and trying to call into your life, and something around like feeling like you're gonna miss it. 57 again, like believe in your blessings, baby. Believe in your miracles. Believe in your, in your juice. You got the juice, you got the sauce. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you're good. Like, I don't know. 1717, like, you are on this path for a reason, okay? And what is for you is always going to be for you. You can't miss it. You won't miss what's meant for you, okay? The divine likes to see the trust, okay? Ooh. That you are not afraid to be still, to pause, to go inward and gain insight and clarity. Yeah, so what are we feeling into for this full moon? Ooh. Oh my god, guess what just popped out? The moon card. Hello. Interesting. So what? Yeah, all right. I think this is okay. Don't you love a live shuffle when I'm just like making grunts and groans? All right. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Hold up. That's my laundry just getting done. In case you heard that beeping. For some reason, something about cats or like a pet, giving a pet love, I don't know, something about that is so significant for our collective. And I don't know, maybe you know as the person listening, and I hope that's true. But I'm just being told and guided by spirit that something about like a cat being like, I don't know, it's just really significant. And for those of you who've been listening along, you know that my family went through a loss, actually 2 losses. We lost our pets, and it was very sudden and very like one after the other, and just a really sad moment of grieving. But there just never is a time when our family isn't involved with some kind of furry thing. And very quickly, a stray cat found its way to our family and decided that it's our cat now. And he's very happy, very content, and he's actually lying here next to me while I do this reading. He's very sweet, very gentle spirit, and yeah, we're still getting to know each other, but it just feels like sometimes things like walk into your life at the perfect time, and it feels as though there's really this energy here of like renewal. This is interesting because that's actually the energy that was coming through with that reading that I just did about like you might have some renewed energy. A person might be coming forward. Just this sense of like connecting with somebody in a very renewed way. And that's showing up here in the cards as well, of this feeling of when one door closes, another one opens, something ending and then something new beginning. And I think I just want a little bit more clarity on some of these things. So this is for the full moon. Okay, there's okay. Interesting. There's this feeling of under this full moon doing a little bit of reviewing or looking into something. It feels as though there's this energy of like resources, abundance, stuff, things, okay, right? And I mean, that makes sense, right? We have the Taurus full moon, and Taurus is all about luxury, like living comfortably, having nice things. Taurus is not afraid to be like, you know, I want to upgrade. Like I want to upgrade my life. Like I don't want to, this isn't good enough for me. I'll take the premium package, you know, like that's sort of the overall energy. And I feel like maybe There's this feeling about... Wow. Something ending, something beginning. So interesting. Something to do with resources. There's a lot of focus on money. There's a lot of focus on finances. There's a lot of feeling of like, again, this energy of it's not the right time. Something's being asked to pause. Something's being asked to like, it just feels like I can't make sense of this. This is really honestly interesting to me. Like that I'm kind of at this point of like, I don't really know what this means. And maybe that's it. You know, sometimes that the way when I'm stuck in a feeling, or you feel stuck in a feeling, you feel stuck with this, you feel stuck with your finances, you feel like you're on, like there's some kind of boundary or some kind of force field of like, I don't know how to get past this. I don't know how to overcome where I'm at with maybe your finances, your status. You just, there's like a certain level of abundance or success or something that you just feel like there's some kind of like limit. You feel limited right now, and something to do with like just the timing of things perhaps, but it feels like this is creating some issues for you. It's creating some negative effects for you. Something about like you're not sure what to expect. There's a lot of feelings of like, yeah, I just don't know what to expect. It just feels so interesting. A lot of 8s have been showing up. There's a lot of symbology for infinity signs, like infinite potential. Yeah, like I mean, wow. When I really look at these cards, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like it's all here. It just, I don't know. There's like this feeling though, there's like this frustration of like something still is being figured out, and you might still be figuring out certain things within yourself. You might be 555, you're trying to do some healing, and you've made a decision to do the healing work, and maybe sometimes it's more challenging than you had really anticipated, but you're very committed. You're so committed to your journey, to your healing, to let's find out. Someone prayed for this. 111. Did I not say that? 27. Somebody. Yeah, it's safe for you to trust your intuition right now. Okay. And you're not crazy is also showing up. I'm also seeing, you know, not right now, money. Something about money is really interesting. Okay. Excuse me. So, all right. So, you are very committed to what I'm seeing is your highest and greatest path. Like you are committed to living out your purpose, living out your destiny. You, yeah, you're very much You're also really listening to your internal world. Like, you're very ready to just like do what feels right and what feels true in your soul. And that's like the most important thing for you at your current state. Butterflies are significant, dragonflies are also significant. There's this feeling of like you're making room and you're making efforts for a new beginning in something, some kind of renewal, some kind of replenishment, something to come forward. It does seem like you've been praying on this for sure. I just want to say that it's real. That's significant in quotation marks. It's real. Like, whatever you're worried about, that there's your answer. Okay, you're questioning your intuition. Don't you don't question your intuition. This might be coming from a place of father wounds, to be quite honest with you, and not in the way that you might expect. Like, we're not talking like daddy issues. We're not talking about a very specific, like, one time this happened and now I'm like this. No, it's like this is a very subtle like influence that you don't maybe realize with your connection to paternal energy. It may not even be specifically a father, but it definitely feels like, you know, we have maternal influence. No, can you not stand on my reading, honey? Thank you, baby. Yeah, you go right here. That's good. Love that you want to be involved. Yeah. I used to have a friend who was the same way. Yes. So, yeah, it doesn't, you know, we have maternal influence and then we have like paternal influence. And this just feels like maybe this skepticism, or maybe just creating this distrust, or creating like you're almost gaslighting yourself in a way, it feels like. And I can definitely relate to this feeling of like not fully committing or believing in something that I feel in my heart and my soul and feel like is a notion or a push from spirit, and, you know, just chalking it up to whatever. But there's this feeling of like it's real. Something about travel and disruption, which I like, I'm so over those words, to be quite honest. I was delayed. I had a flight delay down in Texas when I was visiting my soul family, and oh my god, I was getting really stressed. I was like, am I ever gonna be able to leave Texas? Like, I just wanted to get home. But I think that this was really important for me in particular to feel like I don't know, I needed a little bit of a delay, I guess, in order for some things to be channeled and pulled through. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I'm just, sometimes I'm like on here pulling these cards and I'm just like, huh? Like, how is this applying to my life? Like, how is this going to show up for me? It always does, and it somehow is right on the money. But I sometimes feel like the blind leading the blind out here. You know, I'm just glad that you guys find these readings to be useful and insightful. And yeah, I really want to continue to keep sharing these and feeling into the energies, especially as we go through these next couple portals. But bringing it back, it does feel like there's some kind of disruptive energy and something that you've been really working on, healing towards, and yeah, just really focused on, and you feel destined to. But for some reason, it has to do with, there's some plain symbolism, but it also feels like there's also just some internal subtle energy that is showing up to kind of make you feel like it's making you face a fear. It's making you face a fear in something. You're worried about some kind of outside energy of some kind, or there's some kind of third-party energy that you're worried about, or you feel like might be in the middle of it, or might be a sabotage to something. And I just want you to know that you're so divinely connected and protected. Like, Spirit is really looking after you in all of this. And it's really safe for you to actually just fall back into trust, fall back into your intuition, do your meditations, take time under this full moon to really connect to your own inner guidance, because this is where you're going to get your answers from and your clarity from. And I think whenever you do that, you realize that a lot of those fears and those it feels like a lot of fear. It feels like a lot of like pent up tension and fear of like, like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like there's this energy, this action, a thing that you want to do, like something that needs to be done, but it feels like you're also maybe in a place of like, I don't know, am I going to be repeating a cycle, or by you continuing to stay in this place of fear, you will be continuing the cycle. That's for you to decide, okay? But the cards say, the symbolism here says that you're not crazy. It's safe to trust your intuition. And right here on this little piece of paper, in my very own handwriting, it says, let go and let God. Okay? You may need to do some kind of cord cutting, okay? There's something about this energy of, you know this, I don't need to explain this to you, but this energy of letting go of something in order for something else to come in and take beautiful shape. And I don't think it's coming through in the way that you were expecting it to. To be honest with you, it feels as though you are realizing that maybe a cord needs to be cut with something that you once were very sure was just something that had a really great influence over you, okay? You might be cutting cords with whatever thing it is that makes you feel fear, or whatever past experience it was that was keeping you in this place of repeating cycles, or just operating at a place of, yeah, it just feels like this place of like fear, or feeling stuck, or being a victim to like your 3D circumstances is really the energy that I'm feeling. Like, you're very much in a place of like, I don't want that. I don't know how else to explain it, but like, you, what, honey? Like, you are in this space of like, when I really look at all of what's in front of me in the 3D world, there's certain things that I don't want to claim, that don't resonate. They don't feel true to my soul. They don't feel like it's meant, like this isn't meant for me. And in order to actually maybe align with what is, and to gain clarity on what is meant for you, there's this need to cut some cords, energetically, maybe more than anything, spiritually. And this is interesting. The evil eye is significant. And I have always really been drawn to the evil eye because I went through a lot of toxic experiences in my life. And I feel like when I went through that, it exposed me to some human evils that exist. And part of that stayed with me. I feel like I carried, this is just a little personal thing that I wanted to share because I think it's somehow important for the collective, that I took a little bit of those things with me. And I would carry those things, and I would feel this need to protect myself, to feel like I don't want any more negativity. You know, evil to me is a big word, but like, interesting, there's a plane going overhead. This feeling of like, I need to protect myself from the outside world. But in truth, when I finally made the space and time to, oh my God, this feels so resonant, and this feels like this is the reading right here, of when I really took the space and the time to be with my internal world, to think about what I really wanted, and what I wanted my physical world to look like, what I wanted to feel, what I wanted to have around me, how sensual I wanted to be, how playful I wanted to be, how in love with my life I wanted to be. Oh my God, the sun just came out from under the clouds, and it was like, oh. When I really thought about all of that and fell into all of that, I realized that really the most negative things that were in my experience, I was carrying with me. I was carrying in my internal world, and just like that, the sun goes behind the clouds. And you may want to be doing some EFT. I always actually would welcome you to just like go ahead and tap and do some EFT on your collarbone as you listen along to readings, because if some of this does bring up emotional stuff, you might as well just get some emotional freedom released from my readings while you're listening along. But there's this feeling of like needing to release some of those things, some of the heaviness, the weight, the darkness from things that you carried from your experiences in the past. And understanding that they are not you. And for some reason, the evil eye for me was so like, I loved it. I felt protected by it. I felt like it was really beautiful work that was being done for me energetically when I like really sat with that and I prayed over that and I felt into that, and all of the energy that I gave to that anytime I was needing strength, or, and this might be a cross for some people. This could be like, I don't know why a cross just like came into my head, but like this feeling of like whenever you touch it and whenever you hold it, it carried like so much protection, and you were like giving it that energy. You were giving it this feeling of like safety and protection and keeping you strong and keeping you safe. And it's so interesting. This is so interesting. But I realized that I got to a point where maybe it did all of that work on me and through me, where I was like, I actually, as long as I'm releasing these things that I have been carrying and the fears that all of those things created for me, I don't like, it was banishing. It wasn't here. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. The necklace that I used to wear with the evil eye, I buried it with my Troy boy, so I don't have it anymore. But that used to be what I thought was protecting me from evils around me. Sure, maybe it was. But what I think it was doing more than anything was clearing and freeing me of the energies that were within myself. And I was drawn to that because I was carrying darkness and carrying burdens and carrying pain from things that were not mine. And that did not belong to me. Sorry, I'm a little emotional as I talk about this. And Instead of it being something that was protecting me solely from the external, I think it was also doing a lot of really deep, powerful work of protecting me from the things that I was carrying and helping me to separate myself from them, and bringing me the clarity and the strength to understand that sometimes the most terrifying things, the hardest things that you'll face are coming from within. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you going forward. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm feeling so emotional as I speak on this. Holy crap. 11:11. Wow. This is the moon that you let that go. Okay, you let all of that go. It's okay to be disliked. It's okay if this maybe rattles some cages and ruffles some feathers. Ooh, rattle some cages. That's a little bit more spicy. I like that. You might rattle some cages, or maybe this confinement or feeling stuck that you're in, it starts to rattle when you actually give yourself that release of knowing you cannot carry those things into whatever it is you're aligning yourself with through this 11:11 portal. And when I tell you that there is butterfly medicine here, metamorphosis, things are going to be easy. You're not crazy. It is safe. And it is safe for you to trust your intuition. It is safe for you to remember your magic. Remember your magic is the word here on this piece of paper as you walk through 11:11, right? And that's the magician energy. That is the whatever it is, and so it is, you know? Be ready to be wined and dined, baby. Like it be ready to feel loved and like I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's an interesting energy that just came through for me as I was speaking on that. But like, be ready to feel like this overflow. Yes, this abundance, this feelings of like just being so catered to, so loved, so supported. Like the seats at your table, I don't know. Just, yes, you might have a couple experiences when you're sitting across from people at a table and you're like, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this reading did go on a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but I really was, it was this feeling of like, what do I do? What am I gonna say? Like, I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling scared, truly. There's like this fear. And I'm really proud of you for overcoming that. And I think in this next full moon, it's really a powerful time to do some release work for us collective. You know, some people might give you all kinds of different like manifestation exercises and all that kind of stuff that you can do under the full moon. Sure, go right ahead if that's something you feel called to. But as a collective, and what I'm seeing here in the cards and what we've been working towards and feeling into when we prepare for this 11:11, this is the time right now to let go of whatever fears you have, whatever doubts you have about your magic, your intuition, your prayers. This is like a time to rededicate, recommit, redevote yourself to whatever it is that you're feeling called to. And like, I don't think, you know, we talk about sometimes, I know like for myself, when something really beautiful is about to happen, I feel the most fear. Like it's this crazy thing that goes on within me, and I know many people relate to this, where it's like, A blessing is literally about to show up for you in like the most intense fear. And like for me, sometimes it's panic. It feels like fight or flight. It's like, holy shit. Why is it feeling so scary right now when it's about to get so fucking good? And I need you to trust in that. I need you to really trust in your intuition and your internal guidance and how everything has brought you up to this point and like what you've been aligning for. And as you go through this full moon and walk towards the 1111 portal, releasing those things, doing a cord cutting, cutting cords from things in the past that kept you in this place of fear, or that maybe kept you in this place of whatever you're feeling stuck in, whatever you're feeling confined in. Those things, you're rattling that cage. Those things are no longer going to, those don't exist in this portal. Like those things are not part of your experience as you walk through and on the other side of this portal. And I know I'm making a lot of really bold claims, and I don't want to put like any false ideas in your head that like when you wake up on November 12th, you're going to be in a whole new world. Like I don't know exactly what that's going to show up like in your reality, but you probably have a very beautiful vision in your mind of what you're trying to work towards. And then we're going to go through the 1212 portal, which is all about expanding that and calling that in, manifesting into reality, like being in your magic. And then we start the whole evolution again. 1-1, inevitable, right? We can't the infinity sign, we will always be evolving. We'll always be growing and shifting and learning and breaking cycles. And I mean, if you're our collective, that's just what we do, right? But don't let that be something to be afraid of. Let that be something to be excited about. Realize, butterfly medicine, that you are going to continue to just evolve and metamorphosize into everything that you possibly could be. You don't want to settle for anything less. And that's really powerful, because I think this world we live in will try to fucking break you and keep you at whatever it is that you're not content with. And you know that there's so much more available for you and for anybody who's willing to really do their part, do the work. And I'm really sending so much love and praying for you and wishing so many beautiful groovy things for you. So yeah, I'm going to leave this reading here. Check back for our 11/11 reading very soon, okay?